Hello friends. Welcome to Study Time. Today current affairs for competitive exams 2021. World Music Day, the 21st of June. World Music Day is observed every year on the 21st of June. The first World Music Day was observed and celebrated on the summer solstice in France in the year 1982 when the former French Minister of Art and Culture, Jacques Lang, along with Maurice Fleurot started the Fête de la Musique in Paris. That is also why World Music Day is alternatively known as Fête de la Musique. NIOS Diploma Course in Yogic Science. Minister of State for Education Sanjay Dhotre launched the NIOS Diploma Course in Yogic Science on the occasion of the International Day of Yoga. The minister released the self-instructional material of the course. The 2-year diploma program has 5 subjects in the first year in which yoga teaching training will be taught, and in the second year, 5 subjects related to yoga therapy will be taught. Reliance aims for net zero carbon emissions. Reliance Industries Ltd aims for net zero carbon emissions by 2035. This was informed by Mukesh Ambani, Asia's richest man, at the Qatar Economic Forum. The 3-day event kicked off on the 21st of June 2021. The forum focuses on global leadership and strategies to support post-pandemic economic growth. The event was held in cooperation with Bloomberg. Heineken's to acquire United Breweries. Competition Commission of India (CEU) has approved Heineken International B.V.'s proposed acquisition of an additional equity stake in United Breweries Ltd. (UBL). United Breweries is engaged in the manufacture, sale, and distribution of beer in India. Heineken International B.V. (HIBV) is an investment holding company and is itself not engaged in any business activity. Assam signs MoU with Survey of India. The Assam government has signed an MoU with the Survey of India for implementing the Swamitva scheme in the state. The scheme aims to provide an integrated property validation solution for rural areas. Survey of India will take steps for a survey of inhabited rural land by drone as well as the establishment of ground-based control stations to enable a detailed spatial database. RBI imposes fine on 3 cooperative banks. The RBI has imposed penalties of 23 lakh rupees on 3 cooperative banks. The RBI imposed a penalty of 12 lakh rupees on Mogavira Cooperative Bank Limited, 10 lakh rupees on Indapur Urban Cooperative Bank, and 1 lakh rupees on the Baramati Sahakari Bank Limited. The penalty was imposed due to deficiencies in regulatory compliance and is not intended to pronounce upon the validity of any transaction. Yellow watermelon variety introduced by Bayer. German agrochemicals major Bayer has launched the first ever yellow watermelon variety Yellow Gold 48 under Seminus brand in India. This yellow watermelon has been developed from superior germplasm as part of Bayer's global research and development efforts. Yellow Gold 48 variety is best suited for cultivation from October to February and for harvest from April onwards. Intel to work with Reliance Jio on 5G. Intel Corp will work with India's Reliance Jio to develop 5G networking technology. Intel's venture capital unit in 2020 invested $250 million in Reliance Industries ET's Jio Platforms unit. Intel will work on co-innovations with Reliance Jio for its 5G radio access network RAN, among other things. Israel successfully tests high-power laser. The Israeli military has successfully tested an airborne high-power laser that can shoot down drones. A prototype, developed with Elbit Systems, was mounted on a civilian plane and successfully shot down several drones in a recent test over the Mediterranean Sea. The system shot down drones from within a range of about 1 kilometer (0.6 miles). Muthoot Fincorp acquires stake in Paymatrix. Muthoot Fincorp has picked up a 54% stake in Hyderabad-based fintech startup Paymatrix by buying out existing investors as part of its added focus on the digital payments segment. Paymatrix was set up in 2016 with a vision to streamline property rent payments and rent collections for tenants and landlords. It was incubated at IIIT Hyderabad along with the PayPal Accelerator program. Government eases listing norms for companies. Companies that have a market capitalization of more than 1 lakh rupees crore at the time of listing can now sell just 5% of their shares, with the latest amendment in rules. The move will be beneficial for the government during the proposed initial public offer of LIC. Such entities will be required to increase their public shareholding to 10% in 2 years and 25% within 5 years. NASA sends squid from Hawaii. Dozens of baby squid from Hawaii are in space for study. The baby Hawaiian bobtail squid was raised at the University of Hawaii's Kewalo Marine Laboratory and was blasted into space earlier in June 21 on a SpaceX resupply mission to the International Space Station. Understanding what happens to the squid in space could help solve health problems that astronauts face. US solar firm plans an investment in India. Bill Gates' breakthrough energy ventures-backed 1366 Technologies plans to invest $300 million to set up a 2-gigawatt GW solar wafer and cell manufacturing facility in India. It would be set up under the government's Production-Linked Incentive (PLI) scheme. 1366 Technologies also has Northbridge Venture Partners and Polaris Partners as investors. BMC appoints arborist to assess old trees. The Brihanmumbai Municipal Corporation (BMC) has roped in a tree surgeon, also known as an arborist, to assess old trees and protect them from falling. Arborist Vaibhav Raje has been appointed in BMC's D ward, which includes areas such as Malabar Hill, Tardeo Pedder Road, and other locations in Mumbai. He will study around 100 to 150 trees and suggest ways to prevent them from falling. Ladakh administration starts community classes. The Ladakh administration has started a concept of community classes to save the classwork culture and to impart education to the students from internet-suffered areas for online classes. In 385 community teaching centers with the help of 1,711 teachers and 2,166 volunteers, more than 18,539 students are presently being imparted teaching. The classes are run in the available open spaces. Serendipity Media Technology launched. Tarun Katyal, former CEO of ZE5, and Kirtan Adyanthaya, former head of content at the Walt Disney Co., have come together to launch Serendipity Media Technology. It is an AI, artificial intelligence-powered platform for writers, producers, and entertainment companies. It will help writers with tips on how to make their scripts better besides providing them timelines of topical events. Expert group formed by the central government. The Central Gov has constituted an expert group under the chairmanship of Professor Ajit Mishra, a renowned economist. It will provide technical inputs and recommendations on the fixation of minimum wages and national floor wages to the GOT. The tenure of the group is 3 years. The first meeting of this group was held on the 14th of June, 21, and the second meeting is scheduled for the 29th of June 21. First Sero survey among children in Telangana. The ICMR National Institute of Nutrition along with the Telangana government is holding for the first time the Sero Surveillance Survey among children in the state. The survey will be held in Janagaon, Kamareddy, and Nalgonda districts as part of its 4th round Sero Surveillance Survey. For the first time, the Sero survey is being held among children aged between 6 to 9 years. TN releases guidelines against sexual abuse. The Tamil Nadu government has released guidelines for protecting school students from sexual abuse. The regulation states that every school should have an 8-member Student Protection Council group. The group should consist of the school headmaster or headmistress, teachers, members of the Parent-Teachers Association, non-teaching staff, outside members, and management representatives. Armenia's acting PM, Pashinyan, wins the election. Armenia's acting Prime Minister, Nikol Pashinyan, and his civil contract party won a parliamentary election with 53.92% votes. A bloc led by former President Robert Kocharyan was in a distant second place with about 21% votes. The election is being monitored by experts from the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe (OSCE). Government extends the waiver of ISTS charges. On the 21st of June 2021, government extended the waiver of Interstate Transmission System (ISTS) charges on the transmission of electricity generated from solar and wind sources up to the 30th of June 2025. Earlier, it was up to the 30th of June 2023. The waiver of ISTS charges has also been allowed for hydro-pumped storage plant and battery energy storage system projects to be commissioned up to the 30th of June 2025. KK Shailaja receives CEU Open Society Prize. Former Kerala Health Minister K.K. Shailaja has been awarded the prestigious Central European University CEU Open Society Prize in recognition of her commitment to public health services. The Open Society Prize was announced during the 30th graduation ceremony, which was held online. The prize is awarded annually to persons of exceptional distinction who serve the ideals of an open society. Conclave on Sickle Cell Disease in India. To commemorate World Sickle Cell Disease (SCD) Day on the 19th of June 2021, the Ministry of Tribal Affairs organized the second online national conclave on sickle cell disease in India. It was organized in partnership with FICCI, Novartis, Piramal Foundation, Apollo Hospitals, NASCO, and GASCDO. Nearly 20% of tribal children with SCD die before reaching the age of 2. Tokyo Olympics, maximum of 10,000 fans allowed. Tokyo Olympics Organizing Committee on the 19th of June confirmed that the spectator limit for the games has been set at 50% of venue capacity, up to a maximum of 10,000 people. The decision on the Paralympic Games will be made by July 16. Students in the school spectator program and their supervisors will not be considered in these limits and will be treated separately. M. Sudan, first woman fighter pilot from Rajouri. Mavia Sudan, a resident of Jammu and Kashmir, has become the first woman fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force (IAF) from the Rajouri district. She has become the 12th woman officer to be inducted as a fighter pilot in the IAF. She is the only woman pilot out of 161 officers who graduated at the Combined Graduation Parade (CGP) of flight cadets at Air Force Academy in Hyderabad on the 19th of June 2021. Swedish PM Löfven loses no confidence vote. Sweden's government was toppled on 21 June 2021 after Stefan Löfven became the country's first prime minister to lose a no confidence vote. He can now either resign or trigger a snap election. Löfven is the leader of the Social Democrats and PM since 2014. The motion of no confidence was filed by the far-right Sweden Democrats. India receives $64 billion in FDI in 2020. India received $64 billion in foreign direct investment in 2020, according to a UN report. India is the fifth largest recipient of inflows in the world. As per the World Investment Report 2021 by the UN Conference on Trade and Development UNCTAD, global FDI flows have plunged by 35% in 2020 to $1 trillion from $1.5 trillion in 2019. Adani Power to acquire SS Mahan project. Adani Power Limited (APL) will acquire the 1,200 MW MW Essa Power's Mahan project located at Singrauli district of Madhya Pradesh. Resolution Professional of the National Company Law Tribunal (NCLT) has issued a letter of intent to Adani Power. Essa Power's Mahan power plant supplies power through the Mahan Sipat transmission line. Jaan Hai to Jahang Hai campaign launched. A nationwide Jaan Hai to Jahang Hai awareness campaign has been launched. It will create awareness on corona vaccination in rural and remote areas of the country and also end the rumors and apprehensions being spread regarding the ongoing vaccination drive. Under the campaign, various religious leaders, prominent people, etc., will give effective messages to the people to get vaccinated. Airtel TCS join hands for 5G network. Bharti Airtel has announced a strategic partnership with Tata Consultancy Services (TCS) for implementing 5G network solutions for India. Tata Group has developed an O-RAN-based radio in NS8 core and has integrated a totally indigenous telecom stack, leveraging the group capabilities and that of its partners. This will be available for commercial development starting January 2022. Dr. Krishna Saxena's new book launched. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan unveiled Dr. Krishna Saxena's book, My Joys and Sorrows, as a mother of a special child, on the 20th of June 2021. The book talks about the journey of Dr. Saxena and her disabled son Shiv. The author, Dr. Krishna Saxena, has been a teacher by vocation. Dr. Saxena was the first woman to get a PhD degree from Lucknow University in 1955. Dr. Tidang Meenu, AIBA's coaches member. Dr. Tidang Meenu from Arunachal has become the first woman in the country and the second Indian to be appointed as a member of the Coaches Committee of the International Boxing Association (ABA). ABA is the parent body for boxing in the world. Dr. Manu is an assistant professor at Rajiv Gandhi University, RGU. She is also the president of the Arunachal Amateur Boxing Association, ABA. Mukhya Mantri Udyami Yojana extended in Bihar. Bihar CM Nitish Kumar has launched two schemes, the Mukhya Mantri Yuva Udyami Yojana and the Mukhya Mantri Mahila Udyami Yojana. Both will promote entrepreneurship among youth and women of all sections under the state's Mukhya Mantri Udyami Yojana scheme. Youth and women, irrespective of caste and creed, wishing to start entrepreneurship, will get a loan of 10 lakh rupees. SENSIT Rapid COVID-19 Act Kit developed. Under the aegis of COVID-19 Research Consortium, DBTBIRAC supported product, SENSIT Rapid COVID-19 Act Kit, has been developed by UBIO Biotechnology Systems PVT Ltd. It has been developed for the qualitative detection of SARS-CoV-2 nucleocapsid protein with an assay time of 15 minutes. The samples are collected using nasopharyngeal swabs from the suspected individual. Haryana to open paragliding club. Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar has announced the opening of a paragliding club after the name of the late Indian sprinter Milkha Singh, widely regarded as Flying Sikh. Punjab CM Amarinder Singh has also announced a Milkha Singh chair at the Maharaja Bhupinder Singh Punjab Sports University in Patiala in his memory. The legendary athlete held the 400 meters national record for 38 years. Kanagaraj, chairman of Andhra Pradesh SPCA. The government of Andhra Pradesh has appointed the former judge of Madras High Court Justice V. Kanagaraj as the chairman of the State Police Complaints Authority. Kanagaraj will hold the post for 3 years from the date of taking charge. Earlier, the government had removed Nimagadda Ramesh Kumar as the state election commissioner and placed Kanagaraj in that position. Seoul will host the 2022 Formula A electric race. The electric motorsport competition will be held in Seoul in August 2022. Seoul April 2022, the APFIA Formula A World Championship, will be held at Jamsil Sports Complex from August 13 to 14, 2022. The APFIA Formula A World Championship, called shortly Formula A, is the competition event by International Automobile Federation (FIA) and is being held annually since 2014. Climate change to increase sea level. Sea levels will rise around the Lakshadweep Islands between 0.4 mm per year to 0.9 mm per year and will affect airport and residential areas, according to a study. The study was carried out by a team of scientists from the Department of Architecture and Regional Planning and the Department of Ocean Engineering and Naval Architecture, IIT Kharagpur. National Tennis Day declared in Spain. Rafael Nadal, the 13-time French Open winner, celebrated his 35th birthday on June 3, 2021. The Royal Spanish Tennis Federation decided to celebrate his birthday as the National Tennis Day in Spain on the 18th of June 2021. The day celebrates the player's legacy and achievements. The inauguration of National Tennis Day will take place on June 3, 2022. Day of the celebration of the solstice, the 21st of June. International Day of the celebration of the solstice is observed on the 21st of June every year. It was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly on June 20 of 2019. The observance brings awareness to the importance that solstices and equinoxes have for many religions. The summer solstice is the day with the longest period of sunlight. The end. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, comment and subscribe.